Episode 101 on Kirkwood and Dunn. Of course, we got to unpack Indiana's basketball's loss and probably the final game of the season for the Indiana Hoosiers. Tim has a classic Tim rant. This is definitely an episode. If you have kids, probably sit the first 20 minutes out because it's Tim very frustrated because we started recording right after. So just a word to the wise. Then our rankings this week is going to be the top 10 basketball programs that as Indiana basketball fans, we would trade places with as Tim and I go back and forth trying to decide. And we think probably our most agreeable list. So hopefully you enjoy that. Follow us at Kirkwood and Dunn on all platforms. We announced during this episode something kind of big coming to social media and throughout the month of March. And so you want to follow our platforms for that. If you are watching on Spotify or YouTube, please like and subscribe below. It really does go a long ways. You guys were awesome during the draft, and we really appreciate it. It's fun to be back. Let's go.
Powered by Riverside.
This is going to be a therapeutic episode. We act like we're at a bar. We're having a conversation. You need to vent a little bit. So Indiana basketball just wrapped up. We're recording on Wednesday night. This is going to be released Thursday morning. This is raw emotion about what's going on with the Indiana basketball program. I'm sure people are feeling the exact same way. Tim, that was brutal to watch tonight.
Listen, folks, this episode is not for the kids right now. If you beep, 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 put it off. Nope, turn it off right now. Turn it off right now. Fucking kids out there give more crap about their fruit snacks than our coach and our basketball team does about being Northwestern. Northwestern! At home or at a neutral site. We can't even lose to them on the road. We'll lose to them at home in fucking Chicago. Give a crap. They have not cared about playing defense or basketball for 6 weeks. There is no effort. They come out of that second half, life on the line, against the same Northwestern team that basically almost knocked them out a couple weeks ago. They got damn lucky to be on the bubble for the last few weeks because every other team in college basketball sucks. And they come right out again after halftime and get boat raced right out of there. I said it at halftime. I was worried. I knew it was possible. We've seen it before. And I said at halftime, I said, if he loses this game, I'm totally fine saying he should go. Totally fine. You get what you tolerate. That applies in all sorts of walks of life. My best pro advice for you. You will get what you tolerate. And if you keep tolerating this type of performance and this sort of expectations, that's what you will get. I don't want to tolerate it. I didn't want to tolerate it with Mike Woodson. I don't want to tolerate it with Darren DeVries. I don't want to tolerate it with the next guy. But I need the next guy to start sooner rather than later. We are like 7 minutes removed from the final buzzer going off. So this is absolute raw emotion on Kirkwood and Dunn. That's what you're getting from me. But I know for a fact this is how everybody else feels. This is why they're booing Reed Bailey during a basketball game. This is why they're not showing up. This is why they're not buying tickets. This is why all anybody can talk about is Kurt Cignetti and the football team, because they're fantastic and they try and they give a damn and the coach is prepared and he has the players prepared. And meanwhile, the basketball team is running around like they can't tie their own shoes. I'm tired of it. Like, don't expect anything from us in terms of basketball. No, that era is long gone. Sorry, sayonara. Nope. And it's going to have to start all the way over again from scratch. The whole roster's gone. You're right. Trent Sicili's going to transfer. I'm going to owe you a beer. So credit to Trent. That bet is already won. We're going to have a whole portal roster next year. Who knows whether it's DeVries here or not. But like, I can't trust the guy to make any of these decisions because look at the people he brought in. Like, what he thought Reed Bailey was going to be a Big Ten center? Don't was that Davidson? Sam Alexis couldn't touch the floor for Florida. What do we? Oh, we got the showstopper Connor Enright. He wasn't even a showstopper at DePaul. DePaul was ready to close their entire basketball program 4 or 5 years ago. What are we hoping Josiah Miles comes in from North Florida and lights it up? Every part of this process has been totally fucked from the beginning. All right. Rants done. Rants are done. Thank you, Trent. Thank you to the Kirkwood and Dunn audience for giving me a little space. A lot of space, just like our players do on defense, giving guys all the room that they want to operate. So thank you for the clear out. I took advantage of it.
Darren DeVries on what he learned about building a roster in his first year at IU. The bigs at the 4 and 5 spot is just a lot different in the Big Ten. Darren DeVries said the building the front court is the number one priority for Indiana this offseason. Those comments were made prior to losing to Northwestern for a second time.
Yes, which is the most insane fucking comment. Like, this guy, what do you mean? Did you not watch any Big Ten basketball last year, Darren? You didn't realize how this league operates or even how, like, major high-level college basketball operates? What do you, what? And I get it. I want to play an up-tempo, more threes type of, 5-out kind of an offense and style too. But, like, there's ways to do that without getting your ass kicked in the paint. And honestly, that could be like that's not even like the biggest of problems. Like, okay, fine. Yes, Reed Bailey doesn't work. So then you should have had your guards flying around all year and played like a totally different type of like style and approach once you've seen you're getting your ass kicked on the front line against the rebounding team. But you guys can't play any defense. And defense is like 85% effort. It truly is. And we're just out there lazy as can be. We come out in second halves lazy as can be. How did we get, like, we're one of the only teams in college basketball that got worse as the year went on. What the, huh? That's like red flags everywhere. I don't know what the positive spin is on Darren DeVries year one. What is it? I don't know what it is. I don't know how there is any sort of pro to take over the last 365 days from the Darren DeVries era.
Style of play is somewhat entertaining.
Yeah, he does attempt more threes than Mike Woodson had his team doing. So there's that, I guess. And sometimes we made a little bit more than we did under Mike Woodson. When Nick Dorn was hot for those 2 weeks, that was fun.
That was fun. That was a positive. The Dorn hub was electric.
The Dorn hub for those 2 weeks was really fun. Turns out not sustainable. You know why? Because it's Nick Dorn. Nick Dorn is like in the NBA. Like this was, yeah, he got hot for 2 weeks. That was cool. Riding while he's hot. But then you take 6 weeks to realize he hasn't hit a shot and he was 6 for his last 37 before you could bench him. Like, what are we doing? Don't give the 4-star in-state kid any effing playing time over the last 2 months because you're trying to save the job and save the season. Just misevaluation of the talent at every possible level, not only on his own team, in the transfer portal, and most importantly, the misevaluation of the talent of his opponents. Red flag.
I mean, it's raw right now, and we know Indiana's not going to do anything. Like, Dolson won't even, I mean, I doubt Dolson makes a statement. Like, he just doesn't do that.
No.
So it is what it is, and we'll go into the hopes that our new general manager can recruit out of the transfer portal better than what we did last year. That's all you got to do is like, because the question is like the rumored, and I'm a little bit out on the whole rumor of the roster price, right? Like the $10 million, Indiana
Okay.
being top, and we know Indiana paid money. So then
Sure.
it
Yeah.
comes a question: did Indiana get outspent by people, or did we just choose the wrong people, or the people that we wanted didn't want to come?
Right.
And
It's
I you and I sat here last year, and we were very excited about the coaching search. And Darren DeVries got hired, and we were like, okay, like he plays a better brand of basketball. But let's not forget that West Virginia didn't make the tournament last year.
right.
I mean,
Right. They didn't. They missed. But everybody was like trying to talk him up because it was like, well, they were really injured and they were on the bubble. So they were really close. And a lot of people thought they should have been in. So, like, imagine if he was healthy and he had a son. And then imagine if he had like IU's resources. Yeah, right. You could just talk yourself into what it was going to be. And it just was not that ever. And it's like, that's to me is the concerning thing. Yeah, I'm not thrilled if we got outspent and or people didn't want to come here. I'm more upset that I don't think we saw a coach who could coach, a coach who could evaluate his opponents and their talent, a coach who could evaluate players in in the portal and what he wanted to do, a coach that could just merely motivate his guys to fucking try in the second half. That's the real problem. Like that has nothing else to do with sort of structure and payments and whatever else. Like, yeah, we'll get into those things and like that's whatever. But like, man, he couldn't do the basics of coaching, and that's the real problem. That's what is going to like make me angry even after this episode ends. It's going to make me angry all off season. And that's something the general manager can't fix. The general manager could maybe do better at identifying the talent for him, and then we get to the other problem, which is, well, then he has to coach them. And that feels like that's going to be a real big problem too.
I will ask the question: did Indiana quit on him?
Oh, 1,000%. They absolutely quit. I think they quit. When would this have been? Probably early February. I'm trying to think of like a game to try to pinpoint myself back to. But we kind of I said it a couple weeks ago on Kirkwood and Dunn that like that UCLA game was a canary in the coal mine. They played at UCLA, and surprisingly, they were the only team actually all season to win at UCLA. UCLA was like 17-1 at home this season. Insane. But they got out to a big lead, built off of some threes from Nick Dorn. And then the second half came around and they're just fucking lazy. They're sloppy with it. They're turning the ball over. There's no effort on defense. UCLA fights their way back in, forces overtime. A few bounces go our way. We pull it out in overtime. But that was it. You could see right there what the mental makeup of this team was and what our coach's ability was to pull this team to heights that they maybe weren't ready for or like their talent wouldn't naturally bring them to. This was not a team that was elevated by their coach in any way, shape, or form this year. Fire the guy. It's done. It's not like he may very well be here next year. He may very well be here in 2 years. But there's no way I don't see a coach here who leads this team to like a Sweet 16. That doesn't seem like it's in the cards at all because the fundamentals are so bad.
Yeah, it's not. It's. I mean, we already said this isn't a show for kids to listen to. It's the same fucking conversation we've been having for years. And it's like it's almost it's defeating. Like it's just like what
Yeah.
like you had said and you were angry and you're like, let's throw out the agenda and like just talk. But like even you are running out of steam because it's
Yeah.
like, what do you fucking say? They're bad.
You're right. Yes.
They're
I hear
bad.
you. Like
And
I want to keep running my mouth, but it's also like I'm just going to keep running my mouth in circles on the same thing.
yeah, we are Nebraska football.
I don't even know if we're as good as Nebraska football. Like,
I mean, Nebraska had some
Nebraska
bad
football.
football years. Like, don't forget Scott Frost. At least that Pelini. Like, Bo Pelini was their Tom Crean era.
But like Nebraska football was not losing to Rutger. I don't know. I don't know. I can't.
I
I'm
don't
trying to think
know.
of the parallel.
Scott
I don't
Frost.
have it. Oh God, but I don't know. This is. It's so frustrating because I was hopeful this time last year that like, all right, at the highest levels at the university, particularly with Scott Dolson, athletic director, in terms of like, how do we hire coaches and what do we want to do? At that point, March of 2025, I would have thought like, okay, we've learned our lesson. We actually really know how we should be doing this for a top flight program. The coach can't be an IU guy as an insider and whatever. You can't be going off of these like kind of nefarious bullshit reasons, to be frank. Hire the guy that's a good coach. Flat out. If they're a good coach and the things it takes to be a good coach, maybe you won't win a national title, but you will feel better about the state of your program. Kurt Cignetti goes around saying it's about the standard. Are people meeting the standard? From the players during practice and weight room sessions and film sessions, to the staff, to the athletic trainer, to game day operations, whatever it is, there is a standard, and that standard is to be met by everybody. And when it is not met, it is acknowledged that the standard was not met, and you are like corporate style put on a damn pip to say you need to improve or you need to get the hell out of here, right?
Yeah.
And there's no standard in Indiana basketball. There is no standard. The standard's gone. Standard went up in fucking flames, and we have no chance of getting it back right now.
All right. Sorry. It feels like a weird break. If you listen to audio, you never saw it. But if you watch on video, you see that I'm like in a different kind of like camera angle and lights and stuff like that. It's because technology wasn't working for me on this other side. And I got to hear all of Tim's rants, but Tim couldn't see my reaction to his rant. So we needed to really switch it up. So yeah,
It's
sorry.
all right. I think all of us, including the listeners, needed to just go through that rant and then go have a nice cigarette break. Like, just light one up
Yes.
outside. Take a deep breath. Hey, but listen, September 5th, not far away, actually. We're kickoff for 2026 football season around the corner. That's what we're looking forward to now.
Well, I was telling you actually prior to the episode, I took a little bit of time today, had a little bit of downtime around lunch, and I mapped out our entire show until September 5th. But the funny thing is I actually had it August 30th. Like, I wasn't looking at the schedule, so I was like in my brain. I was so excited for football. I just wanted it to be earlier. So I got to add an extra week to our stuff, but got drafts figured out, got rankings figured out. Our rankings have been very popular amongst our fans. I don't know if you realize this. It's one of our more popular thing that we do, and we're going to do one today because that's what we're going to do on Wednesday, and that's what my schedule says we have to do. So
I think people really love is us arguing back and forth about how absurd it is the other person did or did not take somebody, and that the other person is a wild idiot for doing so.
Okay, so we got to catch people up. We started the rant. Obviously, we're all in a little bit better mood than we were to begin the podcast because the break helped. Like you said, we had the cigarette and it was good. First of all, the draft episode was awesome. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do. People liked it. Congratulations to Alex Keyser. He won. Alec won our draft. Really excited for him. We'll make a graphic that we're giving him a thumbs up because that's what he gets. But I mean, he was the clear. I think even in the draft episode, you were like, "Yep, Alec won." And it's like, no, that's not what we're not determining who won. But Alec won.
After we did the live broadcast and watching it back was a lot of fun. Yeah. I really had regrets that I won the initial like number pick and I slotted myself third That was a mistake. You just the Fernando TD run in the title game is such a clear 1-1. Like I
Yeah.
should have taken the number 1 overall pick and I would have been much better. So bad strategy on me, maybe like our basketball fucking coach, but it was a lot of fun and I'm glad that we got to relive all of the memories of the Signetti era.
It was popular enough that I know we're going to do more drafts, which means I'll have to do more editing, which will be super fun. But we also had a great week. People commenting. A lot of people brought up that we didn't even mention any Purdue memories. Like, and that's fair. Like, we didn't even in our honorable mentions talk about beating Ryan Walters in the snow 66-0. It's a great memory.
It was like way down on my board. We were already at 2 hours, so I didn't want to go through every honorable mention, but I did have Taven Jackson not playing against Washington, but Taven Jackson scoring a final rushing touchdown for us to go up 66-0 against Purdue. Just didn't quite get to it in the draft, but yes. Thank God for Ryan Walters and Barry Odom just filling in the bottom rung there of the Big Ten and making the Signetti era even better.
Another one that got pointed out to us. I mean, there was a lot of like, oh, you should have taken this here and those types of stuff. Another one that was mentioned, I think, on Instagram was the 60-minute interview. Like how cool that was, like a breakthrough moment for Indiana football. And I know if Galen would hear that one, he would probably be like, oh yeah, that actually should have probably been on our list. So that was a cool one. I want to give a shout out. We're not going to get into it today, but we have a listener, Eric. Shout out Eric. So Eric asked if we take questions on the show and like stuff to talk about, which is awesome. And we're like, yeah, like we don't like formally call it out because there's nothing worse than us putting out on Instagram like
mailbag.
Let's have some questions.
It's all questions we came up with. Yeah.
Yeah, no replies. So we don't really do that yet, Eric, but Eric, appreciate it. He gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 topics.
Wow.
That he said over the next 4 or 5 months. And he did want us to talk about women's basketball too, which Eric, I will be the first to say, I didn't watch much women's basketball this year. I used to be a season ticket holder and we used to go, but they were really bad for most of this year.
But they kind of turned it around.
They did. Can I say something though? Can I bring this up?
Sure. This is specifically
is this a trust
from
tree?
Trent McGee. That's at ST McGee. If for folks that have any complaints, please direct them to him.
I don't love that we passed on going to the NIT, or at least the rumors are that we're going to pass on going to the NIT. And men's basketball might do that too. It's just I mean, I know it's different than what Notre Dame did. It is.
Yeah.
But it's like
not that much though.
It's not that much because Terry Moran
pretty much
and
an
Darren DeVries,
exhibition. It's a postseason
they're coming
thing.
back.
That's not a like it's yeah.
Yeah, it's like I need the moral high ground here. So can we please just like go play in those if we get invited? Like let's just go do it. Who cares? Doesn't matter. So
yeah.
Maybe Darren DeVries will be like Marcus Freeman and pass on it because he wants to go interview for other jobs because that's essentially why Notre Dame passed on it. But yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. So sorry, women's basketball. I didn't love that we're doing that. So there's our women's basketball talk. They need a roster overhaul.
They've got
too.
good recruits though. Like Terry Moran's got some better recruits coming. So like I'm way much more of a believer in the women's basketball program than I am in the men's program. So shout out Terry.
Terry's shown it.
Fuck yeah.
Right?
Let Terry coach the men's team too. Double her salary. Let's go. Not double Darren's salary. Don't double her. That's a bad base to build the double from. Give her Darren's plus double Darren's. Then we can start talking.
Yeah. So that was it. And there's a couple other things I got to talk about. You are getting. Tim does not look at comments, guys. I just want you all to know this, but Tim is getting dragged on by gambling Twitter and gambling TikTok.
I have seen a few. Man, people are so upset that I cashed out my bet for 25x the return of my initial investment. You loser. You idiot. How could you? Bro, Caden Curry almost took Fernando's head off. He was
Yeah.
prone on the ground. He may have been concussed. Wink, wink, nod, nod. But we're not going to look at that anymore. We're not going to talk about it. And I'm the idiot for being on the ground in Lucas Oil Stadium in section 400 trying to cash out my bet. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yep.
Whatever.
17th Street Sicko. I liked his idea, and you actually should pay attention to this idea because you actually do futures. I don't do futures, but he said like if you were going to put $100 on something, put $50 on it,
Yeah.
and that's your cash out bet, and $50 on your like you're gonna ride it,
To
right?
let it-
And
let
if
it
you had done
ride.
that, if you had done that, it would have been better. But it was, oh man, I love because I don't understand the algorithm in TikTok. I'll be the first to admit it, but it
It got picked up.
it
I don't
found
know
it
how it
found
got
Tim.
picked up. It got picked up by the bot community over in the Middle East or wherever. They found it and they were like ready to tell me how bad of a gambler I am. And I'm like, buddy, I know. It's called account overview, year-end summary. I can see the numbers too. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
for entertainment purposes only. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of us spend money on other things. I spend it on cashing out a bet a little bit too soon.
Speaking of what the internet does not realize, and Kirkwood and Dunn as an entity does not care that people do not realize because your hate engagement is great for us. Like we're not like upset about it. But like
it's the
our
best
rankings,
part. Like I'll look at it, but I'll just meh, all right, and then I just sort of keep scrolling. So it's funny, like haters. Shout out to the haters. Appreciate y'all.
shout out to the haters.
Because you are keeping my engagement up and going. But also know that I'm rubber and you're glue, and everything you say bounces off me and sticks to you. How about that? Huh?
Our rankings, people don't understand what we like, how we do them, right? You can't say that in a ranking, how we do the rankings. Like, as I said, we've gotten positive feedback that people like our rankings. And part of the reason why they like our rankings because we yell about, about stuff or we try to like play chicken through this roster. We're about to do one right now. And it is amazing to me, one, that Pat Fitzgerald, Michigan State fans, like are mad at us right now because we have Pat Fitzgerald on there. And someone had the audacity to be like, he hasn't even coached a game.
No, duh!
It's like,
no, you idiots!
yeah. It's like, dude, your guy coached for a really long time.
Michigan
we know what
State,
he is.
Man, it's the best. I
Yeah,
can't
they're
wait till
dumb.
how mad you're
Yeah.
going to be when you lose to Central Michigan. Like,
Yeah.
come on, buddy. Oh, man, this is great. I can't wait.
Yeah. So, and Dabo Sweeney has a lot of apologists, you know. So, just
it's
so
the
you know.
best.
So that's cleaning up news and notes.
The drafts are good because it's really like, what would this be like if you and I actually ever worked together and we had to do a team building exercise where like I have to draw something like charade style or something, or you would have to like if we had to like tie our two legs together and try to walk, like no. We're friends, but we would be like butting heads the entire time. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's why the rankings are good. So we're gonna keep making them.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's do our ranking here. Wednesdays are going to be ranking on Wednesdays. We'll actually have a little bit more unpacking of the basketball season. I'll be interested to see what Tim comes up with on for Sunday's show. We'll also look at maybe our brackets, like, still fun to fill out a bracket, kind of talk about that. And then I do want to announce, and I have not even told Tim this.
All right, live react on air.
Live react. Starting next Sunday, so the 22nd, we are going to release a college football media bracket.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, so you saw my tweet today about getting all these personalities. I'm going to rank them 1 through 64 teams. We're only going to do 64, no playing games.
Man.
And what we're going to do is Tim and I are going to vote. Like, we're going to go through and we're going to talk about each one, and then we're going to vote on who we would advance. If we tie in the first round of the tournament, we're going to do 2 rounds every Sunday episode starting the 22nd. The first time, we are going to go to a fan vote. So all week, starting next week, next week, I'll put out like vote on this. And then if we disagree 1-1, it'll go to a fan vote. Then that's who will move on. When we do the second round in the episode, then we are gonna have a special guest that if we tie in the second round, we're gonna call to split our votes.
Okay. All
And then
right.
it's gonna go through. So, that's our, Sunday, exercise. So the next 3 Sundays after next Sunday, starting the 22nd is our college football media bracket. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a doozy. I'm excited for it, though. It's gonna be good.
There's going to be a lot of tweets dug up. I think that I'm going to be bringing to the table in terms of that bracket.
Ooh, so you're gonna bring, like, evidence for it. Yeah,
I
so
mean, now I want to reset some of the expectation off the statement I just made. Like a couple for some
okay.
of them. This is not going to be the most well-researched bracket and evidence. We're going to be a little bit short here, but there are some people that I've got a few bookmarks on that those are going to be coming to light.
So my plan is to seed them kind of by followers on Twitter and on X, right? And go through and like if like Pat McAfee, I think will be the number one overall seed, right? He has the most followers in the college
Sure.
football space. So like and then the guys I don't know and the gals I don't know, I'm gonna replace with people that maybe don't have a big X personality. And so then we'll go through. So I'm gonna have AI help me with the rankings so it's a little bit fair and trying to keep it all balanced and all that fun stuff. So we'll see how the matchups come out. We'll put the bracket out before we do it. You can criticize my seeding, the selection committee, but just know it's gonna be Google Gemini doing most of the work for that. So uh I think I think people are going to be there is there's going to be a lot of personalities, and I'm going to just name one right now, Brandon Walker, that our fans are going to vote for whoever Brandon Walker goes up against, and
Yeah.
I'm going to bet Tim and I are going to ride that guy till the Sweet 16 Elite
Yeah.
Eight.
Big Game Boomer called him the college football personality of the year in 2023. Okay,
He
like
did.
he's got elite end talent. You can't
Yep.
find that everywhere.
Big Game Boomer is initially on the
Also on the
list.
list.
I don't know if
Yep.
he'll make it, but yeah. So yeah, it'll be good. All right, let's go into our rankings. So here's setting up for this ranking. I split these into segments, so I'm gonna try to do this very cleanly. All right, let's look at this ranking. Indiana basketball not in a great place right now. So what we're going to do is we're gonna rank a top 10 of programs that we would want to be or like trade places with going forward. Okay. So top 10 ranking, any program. It doesn't have to be Big Ten. It can be like nationwide going forward. And so, Tim, in my consideration for that is going to be like the coach isn't going to retire in the next 2 years because like I'll just throw this out, not tip picks. You might say it. I'm not taking I don't have Michigan State in my top 10. Very good program. But I foresee when Tom Izzo finally retires, Michigan State's going to look not great, is my prediction.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm going to be honest though. I'm in a fragile emotional state.
You did say I'll take anyone.
I'm also like not. I'm like borderline not really kidding. Like Penn State won't make this list. Like there's not really a world where I'd want to be Penn State basketball. But you tell me I just get 2 years of Tom Izzo?
Okay, well, you're
That
allowed
might
to
be
do that. You're allowed to do that. Sorry, I
might be a
used him
pick.
as
It might
example.
be a pick because you know what? Those are 2 better fucking years than anything we've had over a decade.
Fair. That's fair. These are as those who don't know anything about our rankings. Tim and I have not shared. That was the most we've ever shared prior to any ranking. Tim and I have no idea what we're gonna put on each list. I'm selecting, he's selecting. I have to go first because he went first last time. And then I'm gonna start at number 10, and then he's gonna go up 10, 9, 8, whatever. So
Yeah.
that's how we're gonna do it. And we're gonna go from there. So I think a lot of top teams are gonna be on here. It'll just be interesting to see who they are. All right. I'm gonna go first. And I'm gonna take my hated rival, for my alma mater, for where I went to school for undergrad, and I'm gonna take number 10 is gonna be Kansas. And I know
Yeah.
that's gonna be shocking because Bill Self probably won't be a coach here in 2 or 3 years. But here's why I would take Kansas, is I don't know when the last time Kansas had a bad basketball coach.
Yeah. It's been a long time. They
And you could argue they should be higher, but there is that little bit of unknown.
Yeah, I think this is probably fine. Like, this is probably where they should be in a way. If they were 8th or something, that I wouldn't, like, argue against that too. There is at some point, it isn't like the exact same people have made all of these hires at KU basketball all these years. Like, it was 2004 when Bill Self got
Yeah.
hired, you know?
Yep.
And how long was Roy Williams there for? Like, well over a decade. So, like, who's gonna make a hire in 2028? Probably isn't the same people. But
And their coach before that was Larry Brown.
right, exactly. So, but also the track record is there. And the track
Yeah.
record is there for them to get players to go to Lawrence, Kansas from all across the country to play basketball.
Yeah.
I think that's good. You probably could have talked me into higher, but I do understand that the uncertainty of what is going to happen at the next turnaround is not nothing.
And I'll say it, there's also the uncertainty of the Big 12 and what the future of college basketball in that space is going to be as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
I know, like, we're saying, they are now Indiana and, like, everything that's current is there, and we have the greatest football program in the face in the history of the world. But I'm just saying, like, there is some unknowns if we're really plugging and playing from that. So that's why I wanted to kick it off with KU, and plus, get that nasty taste out of my mouth. I should have just let you take it.
It's all right. It would have been there. I'm gonna do something I also don't like. This draft sucks, man. This sucks. I just like I would take any of
Glad
these
you all are
teams.
listening to us.
I'm gonna take this. This team's not like they're not in a great spot. I'm gonna take North Carolina at 9.
Okay.
I'm getting the powder blues, which is great. That I could at
Yep.
least sleep in those. Beautiful. Also, an Indiana red versus North Carolina white and powder blue is an A+ uniform matchup. Just sidebar quickly on uniforms. Love that. But good history here. Hubert Davis, I'm not like necessarily doing backflips over, but he's made some good runs. He has recruited some talent, although not totally consistent. But even on his bad teams, like they're still a top 20 team right now. They do have an injury, so they're probably gonna. I can't think of the kid's name now. Gosh, it's terrible.
Caleb Wilson.
Caleb Wilson, yes. Who may ultimately may not, sort of tank their season a little bit. But like, cool. He found himself a good player. Found a few supporting pieces to make them a top 25 team. Like, yes, the real like baseline goal for Indiana basketball is like make the damn tournament. The like actual kind of stretch goal is like, can we just consistently be a top 25 team? Like, that would be nice. Like, we get it. You're not going to win the national title and make Final Fours. Like, fine. But like, at least UNC is like a top 25 team every year. So I'll take UNC at number 9, North Carolina Tar Heels.
I will point out, I don't think they were last year, and I don't think they made the tournament.
Yeah, sure. Like there's it's not like every single year, but like most years they've been in there. Like I'm good with where they're at.
I say this in the most polite way possible. I hate this pick. I think because I understand. By the way, I don't hate the pick because the jerseys probably deserve to be on this list, and getting the baby blues on the graphic is going to be fun. But Hubert Davis is bad.
No. He's maybe not
bad.
He's maybe not elite. I don't think he's bad. Like there's actually
bad.
No, bad is Darren fucking DeVries. Darren DeVries is bad.
But
don't,
see, that's
don't,
why. But
don't put bad on Hubert Davis when we got Darren DeVries running around out there. No, Hubert Davis is maybe just not elite. Okay, fine.
Okay, but that's not the draft. Is there's 40 teams that you're taking over Darren DeVries.
Right,
I'm just saying.
and we're going to trade places though, but then I get to be UNC. I get to absolutely get almost whatever coach I want after Hubert Davis. I get to attract top end talent. I've got a great Nike contract, like all
That's
those
fair.
things, right?
That's
So
fair.
I have the total infrastructure. That's great. I totally hear you that maybe Hubert Davis isn't the best coach in college basketball, but as a position and place to be, I think UNC is absolutely still right up there. Some of the coaching, maybe not ideal, but he's not bad.
All right, my next pick, University of Arizona, Tommy Lloyd. I think only reason why I would not make them a top 5 surefire that I'm doing that is they can't win. Oh, sorry, I typed Tommy Lloyd instead of Arizona. They can't win. They do really well during the regular season, and ever since even Sean Miller, like I think it's like they haven't been past the Sweet 16 or something since a
Yeah,
really long time.
they've had a lot of really good teams with some pretty high expectations of like a Final Four or a national championship game type of an appearance, and they have fell short. But man,
Yeah.
they've played in a shitty Pac-12 conference or kind of a shitty Big 12 conference, and you know what they do? They are in the top 2 to 3 every year. They're a top 5 seed every year. Man, what a wonderful place to be. Tucson, baby, let's ride.
Yeah. Yeah, we get the weather. We get the weather with them if we choose if they come to Bloomington. That's the deal.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
The weather and the women. All right. Number 7, Tim.
Oh, God, it's like such I feel it in my bones. It like makes me sick to like say these names out loud. It's going to make me sick to like say these things. I hate doing it. I have to go Illinois.
Okay.
It's so
I thought you were going in a different direction. I don't mind Illinois. They're not a rival, so I don't really care.
Yeah, but Illinois has like a little bit of history. They've had some good teams in the past. The university tends to support basketball. They have a decent relationship broadly speaking with like the city of Chicago and in sort of getting Chicago area talent to some degree, although they've missed on some preeminent guys. But like Brad Underwood is a very good coach. Like very, very good. He is weirdly sort of dabbling in like, let me just take the Yugoslavian under 18 national team right now, but yeah, it's also working. So can't blame the guy. I would love to have all of those guys on IU. So I would worry about post Brad Underwood. What does that universe look like? But I'm getting maybe another 5 years for sure out of Brad Underwood. I think sign me up. I'm interested for sure.
I think that's a great pick because, to be honest with you, I was staring at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I have a pretty good idea of who we're going to be drawing out of the top 5. At least at this point, I have a good idea, even though we don't tend to find the 1 and 2 correctly. But it's this 6, 7 range that I'm like, ugh, I don't know who I'm putting in there, and I think Illinois is a really, really solid pick there because I agree with you. I don't know Brad Underwood, but being a former basketball manager when Brad Underwood was on staff at Kansas State, he's a solid dude and a hell of a basketball coach. So I agree with you in that front. All right. Oh man. This is the hard part because I could go and take some of the bigger teams that I think we're going to take later and just get them off the board to force you to make a bad pick. But I'm going to take. It's a bad year to take him. It's a bad year. I'm gonna take Iowa State. Yep.
That's a terrible pick.
I'm gonna take Iowa State, and it's for their coach. I think their coach is good.
And Otzelberger was at the top near the top of my list last year.
Yeah, And their
They resigned
environment
him.
is really awesome, like or Hilton Magic, something like
I
that.
don't know what it is.
I
Yeah.
don't know. But I know they're kind of the Arizona problem, like, they just can't win those big games when they need to do it, but I really like TJ Otzenberger. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's a stud. So, if I can get him here, I'm gonna take him.
Yeah, that's like I think you got your best part of Iowa State is the coach. Maybe he ends up
Yeah,
getting
because
poached, but
colors.
they did like they re-signed him right before last year and gave him a pretty big extension. So Iowa State not messing around. I would be curious about how long he's going to be able to sustain that success at a place like Iowa State. But I hear you. Like on the next 2 to 3 years, he's still probably going to have a top 15 team in the country because he's just that
Yeah,
good of a coach. Man, what how nice would that be to have a fucking
yeah.
basketball coach the basketball team?
And it's not like he's winning with, like, the top transfers or
Mhm.
the five-star kids. Like, I mean, he's winning with I don't know. I couldn't name their starting 5. I'm a bad litmus test for that, but, like, it's
Yeah,
still impressive. So,
it is. All right, we've got top 5 left. I'm looking at the board here. 2, 3, 4. Um, yeah, I oh, do I put him at 5? Do it? Yeah, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. Give me Nate Oates and the Alabama Crimson Tide, baby. Roll damn Tide.
where is he
Look,
at last year on
look.
this?
Yeah, he was well,
He would have been probably 1.
yeah, and it's very volatile.
Mhm.
Here's my pros on him right now. You're in every game. That's fun. Yes, you are giving up 100 points a game, but you're also scoring 100. That's pretty cool. Um, SEC had a really great year last year as a conference. This year, not as great, but I think it's very winnable, broadly speaking. Um, in terms of like brands and things to go up against. There's a pretty good investment from the university in basketball still. You know that they're doing both football and basketball now. Really, um, you got a long runway with Nate Oates. I think a little bit here now. Like I don't think he's leaving over the next 5 6 years. There was a chance he was going to leave, right? But I think you've got him locked down. Whereas like some of these other coaches, they could leave for any other job or leave for the NBA or something. Um, I think you're good there. It's probably limited in terms of your ceiling. I don't know that I really see Alabama and Nate Oates winning a national title over the next couple years, but I think you get some fun Final Four runs. I think you get some really exciting, point guard play and super athletic, lob city style offenses at times. I wouldn't hate it. Wouldn't hate it. That's why they're number 5 for me.
So, I I honestly probably would have taken him higher. Like, I know you were debating, like, do I take him here? Because then if Trent doesn't take him at 4, then we're gonna take him at 3, and then you're getting into, like, are we
Right.
overtaking him? But, because 'cause you're putting me in a really bad spot here of
Who do you pick at
we do
4
this
and then at
draft,
2?
and we
Yeah.
do this draft, and I think we both look at each other, we're like, we know what the 1-1 is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think I know what the 1-1 is, but it is I gotta make sure I get everybody in here in a realistic way. Um, and there's gonna be a couple coaches that are not gonna make our list, couple coaches and programs that are not gonna make our list that are good coaches and some great coaches that
Yeah.
I'm making this for who I wanna trade places with. And if that was my coach, as I said about Dabo Sweeney, I'd rather wake up with my head stapled to the floor than that person be my coach. So I'm skipping a couple of those people, and I'm gonna jump into the waters real quick and take and you're gonna, like I think you're gonna be mad I'm taking them here, but that's okay. I'm forcing you to keep the momentum going. And I'm taking John Shire and Duke.
No, this is actually right. Actually, I'll call you out.
Okay.
I
All
think this
right.
is actually the right spot to be.
Okay. Less
But
entertaining when we agree.
but I'm glad it came out of your mouth and not mine. That would
Yeah.
have I would have had a visceral reaction, acid reflux, actively coming out of my esophagus while saying the
Yeah.
words, I'd rather be Duke.
I agree. If I have to call myself a brotherhood,
Ugh.
if we were running Kirkwood and Dunn and Indiana basketball started calling themselves the Brotherhood, we would mock them. Unless it's 5-star kids and we're going to the national championship. So
There was a time in 2012, shout out those that were around, if you know, you know, where my laptop in school had a sticker for quote unquote the movement, which was the famed Tom Crean recruiting class of Yogi Ferrell and James Holloway and like all these guys that Ron Patterson and Yogi Ferrell was fantastic. God love you, Yogi. Everybody else bust. And it was so bad. Oh, but I was such a Kool-Aid drinker, man. Oh, I loved it. I was ready to go. I thought we were ascending to dominance. Man, how far we've fallen. Oh. Okay, number 3.
Yep.
I see you said there's a clear 1-1. I actually don't think there is. I think
Okay.
there's a part that is the clear 1-1.
I'm just telling you right now, I'm just warning you. If you're going to take who I think you're going to take here, I'm taking the other team at number 2, and you're going to be forced to choose a 1 that is not great.
You're an asshole. I think there's 3 good choices here, so I'm actually okay with how this will probably shake out. I think number 3 is Michigan. Dusty May. It's true. It's true.
That should have been the 1-1 easy.
No.
Easy.
Nope. Not over these other two. Because listen, and we are going to have so much Dusty May talk in the offseason on IUBB Twitter. There is so much there. But also not the greatest tournament showing last year. And while he's got them humming like a machine this year, and we may pick them to win my bracket, I need to see it. I need to see Final Four Dusty May winning a national title game. I've got a lot of belief that it could happen, but the other 2 guys that are available to us with these other 2 programs have hardware in the very recent history. So like, that's why they have to be at 3. There's great history.
I love that you're like,
Five,
he didn't
else,
have a great year last year. He didn't have a great year last year. They made the Sweet 16 as a 5 seed, and it was his first season.
I'm not saying not a great year. I said they had higher expectations in the Sweet 16, and then they lost. That's what I'm saying.
Seed.
I think there was higher expectations, and I understand that they were a 5 seed. I'm saying people thought they were going to be further along. That's all. And again, I'm not saying he's bad. They're number 3 on the list. And I think as a coach, I love Dusty May, but there's also years where that program was not very good. And so the other 2, I think I would just by a smidge would rather trade places with them than Michigan, but Michigan's still a top 3 choice here.
Good. I'm glad because now I know who you're talking about, the other person that I will not take. So I'm glad you're going to have to take him. So I'm going to go number 2. Miami of Ohio. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
They're undefeated. I've taken the University of Florida, Todd Golden.
Yeah.
Allegations of stalking. Nothing ever came of that. So the man's got a national title.
Yep.
Sign me up.
Turned around a great program or a program with a lot of history. Has recruited elite level talent and took a team that was even this year that started out of the gate like a little bit tough, had a few losses. They've played a really, really tough schedule. And now he's got them humming. the exact opposite of the Darren DeVries experience, where we've gotten somehow worse as the season goes on. His teams are getting better. They play a fun style. He still magically finds big men to rebound the damn ball, even though the rest of his team is able to shoot and make threes. What a crazy coincidence. I love Todd Golden. I mean, you did call me out that it was ridiculous that I thought we could get him last year during the tournament when I was like hopeful. But I wasn't wrong that he was a great choice to have. I totally agree. I think you could flip Florida like 2-1 for me, like as well. But there's a tier difference here between Florida and number one, I think.
Yeah. I disagree because I can't stand this person, but go ahead.
It's UConn and Dan Hurley. It's totally, absolutely number one.
He's such a
He might be.
Sure, let's go back. Let's go back to Bob Knight era, and you know what? We might win some titles, but he probably will end up choking a player.
Maybe not. Let's settle down before we accuse him of physically assaulting
a player, because he already is.
He's gotten in some guys' faces.
On a ref.
Ooh, all of a sudden we can't have a close, intimate conversation anymore. Jeez Louise. He's just trying to make sure the guy could hear him, so you got to bring it a little bit closer. Yeah, you know what? Maybe his personality isn't the most, like, would love to get beers with the guy. But the dude wins. He recruits people to Stores, Connecticut, and the program has continually won at a high level across multiple coaches. Kevin Ollie got them to the damn Final Four, and then he turned out to be a bum. Absolute bum. But the administration at large, like, is hiring the right coaches to find success. They're finding players to make deep tournament runs. They're winning titles. That's the stuff I dream about in my dreams. It's like, oh, Shabazz Napier, wouldn't that be fun? Oh, Kemba Walker, wouldn't that be sweet? Oh, Donovan Clingan, stuffing people into fucking lockers and then raising a national title banner. Sounds like a great time. Sign me up. UConn, number one, Dan Hurley. Yep, maybe grading, but man, absolutely worthy of the number one spot. Best program in the country.
I don't think anyone's going to obviously argue with you. I think there will probably be people who be like, I wished I wouldn't want Dan Hurley as my coach. Now, I would say that if he was my coach, you probably change your tune a little bit. Like, it was like, there's people like that. You hate them unless they're on your team, and then you're like, okay, he's the best, right?
That's how I felt about Joakim Noah as a Bulls fan. Like, everybody in the NBA hated Joakim Noah for years, but I was like, he's on my team, so it's pretty awesome, actually. Love it.
Yeah. All right. So to recap the audio, this is our basketball programs, top 10 basketball programs that we would trade places with as Indiana basketball right now. Number 10 was Kansas. Number 9, North Carolina. Number 8, Arizona. Number 7, Illinois. Number 6, Iowa State. Number 5, Alabama. Number 4, Duke. Number 3, Michigan. Number 2, Florida. And number 1, UConn. Tim, was there any other programs you were considering? Because I did have one that I almost took over Iowa State.
I didn't have any. I actually think this is. We have two really contentious drafts, and I actually think this is the best. Like, we're probably most like. I love this top 10. The only thing I probably would flip my picks of Illinois and Alabama at 7 and 5. Like, Alabama probably should be 7 and Illinois might be 5, but that's sort of a which coach do you really like more? Which sort of resources or competition level? Like, I think it's harder to win the Big Ten than it is the SEC, but that's me being a Big Ten biased person. But yeah, honestly, I think it's a really good top 10 programs we'd like to trade places with overall. Who else did you think of?
I think Iowa State probably should have been lower. Like, they could have been 10 and then bump everybody else up. That's the one that I think when we put on the graphic is the one that's going to get dragged, because we didn't make this about coaches. We made this about programs, and taking Iowa State over Kansas on a graphic is going to be like, what are you doing? The one that I was considering in the moment at 6 after we'd already taken was Texas Tech, just because of the amount of resources behind them at the moment. They've been consistently decent for the last few years. They've changed out coaches and still kept winning. So they were at the time, something that I was considering. Programs that I know people will be like, oh, you're an Indiana podcast, so you're not taking is Purdue. But Matt Painter is not it.
I mean,
Sooner Purdue
I
fans
could
learn
not.
that.
I really sorry. Yes, at some point the fandom has to come back. I'd literally rather be Bucknell before I put on black and gold. Get out of here. No. No, thanks.
So that's probably the one that is not on there. I wouldn't trade places with Kentucky right now.
No, I almost thought that's who you were going to pick there for a minute, but no, they've got all the resources in the world too. And Mark Pope, he's doing a car crash just like Darren DeVries is,
and he's the former Kentucky legend, and it's going to be hard to get rid of him.
Yeah, got friends in the administration. Yeah.
BYU.
Ooh. I
don't want to be Mormon.
Yeah, but you get that crumble cookie money, free crumble cookies all the time.
If you have sex, you get kicked out of school.
Yeah, tough. But they are getting top end talent. AJ DeBance is pretty sweet.
Yeah. So that's probably where I draw the line. UCLA, Mick Cronin, terrible. But yeah, I think why this was probably easier is basketball's a little bit easier to figure out at the moment. Of who I'd want to trade
basketball is really basketball to me more than even football is actually about a program.
Yeah.
And guys, in particular coaches, are institutionalized at so many of these programs that they have this sort of representation. I think you got your sort of Alabama footballs of the world, but I don't think of USC football as a program. Right, I think of USC as this sort of transient place or something. Another podcast episode for another day. But in college basketball, I think of a program in many ways.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably just you being rooted as growing up as Indiana basketball, that's seeing a program. Programs are a big deal, and Signetti, because I think a criticism of football for a long time was you can't turn it around quickly. You got to be patient. You got to invest. Well, Signetti threw that out the door.
Yep.
So
he might have thrown Darren DeVries out the door with it too.
Wouldn't mind it. All right. Woo! So, Tim, as we wrap up this episode, we appreciate you all listening.
Yes.
Follow us on
100 more.
social
Let's
media.
Go.
Yep, 100 more. This was episode 101. You can follow Tim at TB Hoosiers and see him tweeting about how much he does not want Darren DeVries as our coach for the next 7 months until he is all back in come September. That's usually it's usually when you're I'm in, I'm back in. So it'll be fun. You can follow me at ST McGee. Follow us on all platforms. We are going to start putting out our college football media bracket during March. Which will require you to vote or ask of you to vote. So follow us at Kirkwood and Dunn to get that. Also, I just put out a Roman Himby highlight today.
Oh, yeah.
Roman Himby
is
a stud. Yes. Yeah. Our running backs were freaking good.
That's great.
The more I watch our players, the more I'm maybe Indiana won't be as good this next year because we lost a lot. So we got to unpack that during the offseason.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that on Sunday. All right. We'll see you next time. Go Hoosiers.